We've done defenders and midfielders in separate videos, but now it's time to see if some perfect ability strikers can take a team from the Vanarama National League South all the way to the Premier League and Champions League. We're back with Farnborough. It's part 3 of this mini 3-part series. And as I say, we're looking at strikers. Let's get into it. Stephen, Sean and Samuel are the fellas in question. And here you go. There's Stephen's breakdown. There's Sean. 18 finishing there for Sean. And Samuel down with the 17s. Of course, they have 1 for versatility, very low adaptability, so they can't really change position. Nor will they change position because Spencer Day does not like to do that. Also, he doesn't like to sign players either, so we've been here before where Spencer makes an absolute mess of things. Hopefully, because there's only 3 strikers in question in this video, and there's been 4 players. There's been 5 with 4 players starting in defence and midfield. With only 2 strikers playing, I'd like to think that they're going to get to a point and then they're going to get relegated and then Spencer's going to get sacked and then someone else is going to come in and take them to the promised land. So that's all we can hope for, or for Spencer to pull his finger out. In terms of the Vanarama National League South, the season preview says they're going to be 91-1 on to win the league. So let's go and find out if they do. Let's go to 2024. Well, they did. They went up with 133 goals scored, 126 goal difference. 35 against is pretty good for a defensive record. Only 2 defeats as they lost 2-1 to Worthing and Yeovil respectively. 3 draws, drawing against Bath, Western-super-Mare and Dartford, and 41 wins. Player of the season was Sean Striker, who got 39 in 37 with 21 assists. But it was Samuel Striker who got 44 in 40 with 16 assists. And unfortunately, Stephen did not really manage to get much game time. Got 12 in 16. 5 of those were off the bench. So, yeah, he scored over a goal a game in terms of starts. 11 starts, 12 goals. Didn't get much of a look in. And, of course, half the team has left because they just have. Of course, they have. Spencer Day is not going to sign anyone. They've got loads of wage budget spare. They've got loads of season budget spare. The professional status is semi-professional, so they do become professional as they get promoted through the leagues. So maybe we'll revisit this with a team that's already professional. Maybe that's where the shortcomings of this experiment are. Or maybe I should have just made them professional. I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. It's the same for all 3 positions, so we'll see who does the best overall. And, of course, neglected to mention before we jumped forward, but they've all got a future transfer to Saudi Arabia, Al Ittihad in particular, at 2045. 150 million we've actually moved the players up to in terms of the value this time, because it's only going to be 450 million, and they're going to give Farnborough a nice little lump sum to kick on with and hopefully get back to the Premier League, get up to the Premier League, just kick on with after they've all left in 2045. The players have not got their attributes frozen, so they can decline. So when they get to their 30s, they will decline. It's how fast they decline and how quickly Farnborough can then replace those players and bring other players around them to plug that gap. But we've got a good 10, 12 years where the players are going to be at their max ability, and they will get them up through the leagues. In terms of the league then this season, the Vanarama National League, and the season preview says 9-5 on to go up automatically. Well, let's go and see if they can do it. But before we do that, if you could be so kind as to subscribe to the channel, moving reasonably well through that long journey to get to 10,000 subscribers. The pace is doing all right, but you can make it go that one step quicker. Be that subscription that pushes me on to my long-term goal of 10,000 subscribers. What a great figure that would be. You could be part of that journey. All you got to do is click a button. Let's go to 2025 then and see if they went up. Well, they did. Once again, 2 defeats. Gateshead beat them 3-0. Dorking with a 3-2 win. 9 draws. A lot more draws this time. Still over 100 points. 114 to be precise. 116 goals. 34 conceded, so that's 1 less than the league below. In terms of the awards, well, the player of the season was Samuel Striker, who got 36 in 41, 14 assists. The top goal scorer, well, they've shared it around a bit this time, and as you can see, Sean and Stephen have played about the same amount of times, 24 and 25 respectively. Stephen got 26, Sean got 23. Just the 1 assist for Stephen, with 11 assists for Sean, 14 assists for Samuel. Did Sean get injured? Only for a twisted knee for 6 days. Decided to rotate a bit this season. Fair enough. And we're in League 2 then, and the media think they're going to finish second. Evens on to go up, and 3 teams go up automatically, as well as 1 in the playoffs. So we are expected to probably go up, if not this season, definitely next season. The club has just turned professional. Of course, the senior squad is not going to be littered with loads of players, but it is. It's got a few signings that have come in, and a few of these, they're not from the youth team, or half of these are actually real people and not new gens from the youth team. Who's unhappy? Feels there's a lack of sufficient quality depth at centre-back. There's a lack of sufficient quality depth everywhere, mate. Ovi El Jaheri. Great name. Right, let's... Again, just 1 year, 2026 then. Off we move. Oh, champions again. Wrexham and Lincoln. Tom FM will be pleased. And Crewe going up by the playoffs. 99 points, so just missing out on the 100-point haul. 9 defeats this time. 6 draws, 31 wins still, and fantastic for them. 107 goals. Sam Striker was player of the season with 28 in 37 to 7.48 overall. The top goal scorer, well, all 3 of them were in there. And to be fair, Sam Striker was actually bottom of the 3 of them. 37 games, 28 goals. Sean and Stephen, 31 games apiece, 30-28 respectively. Stephen again with only 5 assists, you greedy bastard, Stephen. Michael O'Neill has got 3 of the best strikers in the 3 best strikers in world football, should I say? Not 3 of the best, the 3 best, because they've got 200 out of 200 ability. And in terms of who he's playing, do you know what? It's funny. He's actually playing the 2 that play more. Stephen is sort of bedding himself in a little bit. But the squad there, you've got Sean, who's got 21 caps, 12 goals. Samuel, 21 caps, 6 goals. Oh, that's not very good, is it? Stephen, 13 caps in 21. They've all got 21 caps. Samuel's probably coming on off the bench a little bit, I would say. Not loads. I'd actually say Stephen's come off the bench just as much as Samuel. As Sean? No, Sean's only come off the bench once. Northern Ireland, though, have moved up from in the 60s to 54, so maybe these strikers can propel them to a major tournament. That would be something. They're not got through in the World Cup qualification, unfortunately. But, you know, there's always next year or next time. A cheeky Ralph Watch, he's gone from Southampton in real life, where he was playing in red and white, to Sheffield United playing in red and white, and left there sacked to go to Sunderland, red and white. Well, never going to come to Farnborough, is he? Playing yellow. In terms of League One, the media think they're going to finish top 11 to 10 on, and Spencer Day has been signing players. This is the first time he's been signing players quite quickly. The defensive one and the midfield one, he didn't sign players really at all, but he's really filling out the squad. It's like he's understood he was being a dickhead. He sabotaged the experiment. I don't know. Anyway, 2026 we're in. 2027 we're heading. Off we move. And it's champions again, and Ipswich, so unfortunate not to go up as champions, getting 105 points. Only 4 defeats for Farnborough this season, scoring in every single one of them, scoring in every single draw, which meant they scored in every single game, 116 goals in total. Wrexham have also gone up to the championship at the first time of asking, so we've been promoted every single season. I don't know if we did that with the defence or midfield. I think we might have got stuck somewhere. We definitely got stuck in the championship. But I don't think we went directly up in both of those experiments. We may have done. Hard to remember. But 116 goals scored. And Sean Striker was player of the season with 28, 7.67, 16 assists in there. The top goal scorer, well, of course, it was the 3 guys from Farnborough once more. 39 appearances and 33 goals for Samuel. Stephen and Sean had to, well, Stephen had to really chase the goals, didn't he? I don't know why he assists considerably less. 6 assists, 27 appearances, 28 goals. And 35 appearances for Sean, 28 goals, 16 assists. Why is he... His team works at 15, controversy 5. I mean, these will be the same for all 3 of them. And to be fair, they've actually tried to play them in slightly different positions. Samuel's been played at centre-back, not sure why. Stephen has been played all across midfield and at left-back. He's an awkward midfield left. Get him played on the midfield left. Just get him somewhere. Put him in central midfield. This is a great polygon for central midfielder. Central attacking midfielder, anyway. Not that they play them. Spencer Day is an absolute club legend. Unfortunately, Sean Striker, Samuel Striker are also both club legends, whereas Stephen, favoured personnel, not even an icon. 94 and 106. He's got 120, 133. He's got 140, 160. So, to be honest, he's not doing that much bad. His goals per games ratio is fantastic. How's he only favoured personnel? That's sickening. Anyway, we're in the championship, and the season preview this time says, oh, we're going down 250 to 1. It does this, though, and I think it's because we're very much lacking in the squad department. A lot of the players have left for one reason or another, although it doesn't look like it. A load of players have been brought in as well as players going out, so I'm kind of confused at that. But anyway, we're going to move on to 2028 and see if they manage to stay up. Well, they did stay up. They finished 15th, as did Wrexham, who finished 21st on 44 points, staying up on goal difference, just FYI. But 15th for Farnborough, and 82 goals scored, the second most in the league. 77 against, though, unfortunately. Only a goal difference of 5. Player of the season was Shay Lacey. Young player of the season was also Shay Lacey. Manager of the season was Ryan Mason at Blackburn. The top goal scorer, well, it was Sean Striker, who got 31 in 44. Samuel got 29 in 42. Where Josh Madger for West Brom, Josh Madger got 26 in 44. Where is Stephen? 12 in 27. A load of them off the bench. Disappointing, but what can you do? Still doing quite well for the old international caps. Not doing bad in terms of goals either. And our Stephen has been played a lot more. He's now awkward as a midfield centre and left back. Get some more game time under your belt and actually get trained in these different positions. Anyway, so we're looking at the Sky Bet Championship once more. It said last season they were going down. Oh, they're going down rock bottom this time, apparently. Why is that then? Because more players have left, and Spencer Day has made a mess of things, unfortunately. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not signing players. Why is he not signing players? He's got 4.72 in the budget and 8.3 in the balance. Loads of money in wages, £28,000. Not great for the Championship, but look, use it. Might as well get some players in. Can they get relegated so he can be sacked? 2029, here we come. Still in the Championship, finishing 6th this most recent season. Fair play to them. 81 goals, 65 against, so they're conceding a lot less. Player of the season was Sean Striker at 23 years old, 27 in 39, 14 assists, a 7.47. Thomas O'Keefe for Bristol City, a regen, who was 21 years old, who was balding on top. Unlucky lad. Top goal scorer was Samuel with 28, 27 was Sean in second place, and 22 was Stephen in third. A Farnborough clean sweep for the top 3. And in terms of the season preview, the media think they're going to finish 19th, so the team has got stronger. Spencer Day has signed some players. He has dipped into his pocket, signed some players. 44k difference in the wages now, and still got a budget of over £14 million. Can he use it wisely? Well, it remains to be seen whether he used it wisely, but Farnborough in 2030 have gone up to the Premier League. 83 points, 84 points were champions, 82 points was third. 2 teams on 80, Blackburn and Southampton. It could not have been tighter. And the player of the season was Facundo Palestri. So not one of the Farnborough players, despite the fact that we did so well. The top goal scorer was Samuel Striker, 30 and 39. And he wasn't the top 3 because Andrew Nichols got himself in there, but Stephen Striker on 24. Sean didn't have the best of seasons, clearly, 19 and 39. But they've managed to get themselves to the Premier League, and Spencer has signed a few players, but the squad is very much lacking. And for a Premier League season, okay, the media think we're going to finish 17th. I'm surprised at that. I was expecting them to say dead bottom, 20th, get out. 17th is good, considering that you've got players that are probably going to exceed expectation in the strikers. So let's go through to just one more year, 2031, see if they do survive. 15th in the Premier League in their first season. That's impressive stuff, really. Player of the year was Jamal Musiala for Liverpool. The top goal scorer was Erling Haaland on 26, but Samuel Striker on 21 in second, Gabriel Martinelli on 20 in third. So they're making moves. Now, Spencer Day, of course, is still in charge. Samuel Striker's dropped down to an icon. Stephen Striker's still favoured personnel. Sean Striker is a legend. Those 3 are the reasons you got yourselves there. Spencer Day has held you back. Why is he a legend? Sorry, Spencer. It's the fact. He is signing players, though. We've got some players in the 140s, 130s. We've got a 150 potential down here. So where's the media going to predict? 19th. So it's a step back. Okay. So that's not great, is it? Not great at all. Samuel Striker at 25 has dropped to 199 as well. He is losing some ability. He's been played in some random positions. Stephen has still only been played, and he's still only awkward in those positions. Get him some more game time. In terms of international caps, 49 and 58 for Stephen. Samuel's got 30 and 63. And Sean's got 51 in 70. So Sean is the most prolific for Northern Ireland. In terms of Northern Ireland, they're up in 28th. Michael O'Neill's having a lovely old time. And they've qualified. They've qualified here. Northern Ireland qualified ahead of Italy in this group. Undefeated, same as Italy. But they've managed to qualify for the bloody Euros in 2027 to 2028. And they got to the semi-final, losing on penalties to Switzerland. who lost eventually to Spain. England beat Italy in the first Euros of the experiment. And then the World Cup qualifiers, and they got to the World Cup and got knocked out by Denmark in the round of 16. But do you know what? Fair play to them. They've got to the World Cup. They've done all right. They got to the Euros. Don't think they got to an international tournament at all with the midfielders and the defenders. So the strikers are doing some good stuff. However, the media do think they're going to finish bottom, or second bottom, should I say, because they've obviously not bought well enough. And for me, I think they've done all right in terms of who they've bought. In terms of current ability, yeah, you've got 130s and 140s. I mean, they need some better players, of course they do, but I think they're going to get there. They'll stay up again. And I'm so confident we're going to jump forward 2 years to 2033. So it was the first season was 15th in the 30-31 season, and the following season it was an improvement up to 14th, even though the media said 19th. And the following season, 13th. And we've got 12 more years. First? They will not finish first in 2045, let me tell you that for free. 41 points, the same as Sunderland and Wolves. Thomas Ince is in charge, so Ralph has left the building. He was sacked after less than a year in charge. He's now at Bristol City. He was at QPR for 4 years. He loves a team in red, does Ralph. He loves a team in red. Jimmy Vardy was in charge for 3 years at Sunderland. He's now the manager at Palace. They're in the Championship. Anyway, so in the Premier League, the media, the season preview, 15th they think Farnborough are going to finish. In terms of the squad, got a player in the 150s with 175 potential. It's Federico Valverde. Federico Valverde, at 34 years old, has come to bloody Farnborough for free after Al Ittihad. He's on 48k a week. He's obviously come for the love of the sport rather than money, because he's been in Saudi Arabia where he could have earned a lot more. Didn't expect to see Valverde here at Farnborough. Javid Trotman, 148 current ability out of 156. 24 years young. 3 more in the 140s, few in the 130s. So they're starting to move forward in terms of their ability. The media are acknowledging that. 15th, they say. Well, I think they're going to finish top half. Bold, but I think they will. I think they'll be in Europe by the time we come back in 3 years' time. 2036, here we come. 30 years young then, and as you can see, Samuel Stryker has been played in some other random positions. It's in the Premier League, 197 for Stephen and Sean. So as I said, they were 13th, and I said next season they'd be over in the top half, and they weren't. They finished 12th. It's one position a season. The following season was 11th. It was not. It was 9th. A bit of a jump. Oh, Tottenham have won the league. Oh, they won the league back here as well. Tottenham have won the league a couple of times. Yeah, there you go. 9th in the 34-35 season. And I said they'll be in Europe. I said they'd be in Europe. Bournemouth are up there in 5th. Have they had a tycoon? Marco Rose is in charge. Almost certainly. Tycoon. Kin Shing in 2034. Fair play. And City United down here. Chelsea as well. Vincent Kompany's in charge of City. So, 9th, and the following season was 6th Europa League football as predicted. And that was Vinnie Kompany's managed to win the league with Man City there. Managers. He's only been there for 2 years. Unai Emery was sacked after nearly 10 years. Pep Guardiola resigned because he left to go back to Bayern Munich for 9 years before he left to come to Newcastle. But 6th Europa League football, the first time in their history, and the media think they're going to finish 10th. And look at that. Grahi is in the media dream 11 ahead of Farnborough Strikers. At 186, you've got to feel a little bit grieved for them, but they are 30 now, and the problem is they're going to start to decline. Spencer Day's still there. He's got some players in his squad, but he needs to sell some players and buy some more players. You know, to flip them for a profit and sell and get some bargains in, because his players now, his 3 strikers that have carried them all the way there, they're about to fall away because they're 30. We're going to jump forward 4 years to 2040, so they'll be 34, and I think unless they do something magical, I think they're going to be falling back down the table. They might have even been relegated. So they're in the 180s. So they've still maintained themselves in the 180s, to be fair. 184, 85 and 87. Still in the Premier League. There you were. We saw them in the Europa League finishing in 6th. The following season, they won the Europa League because they got Champions League football by finishing in 7th. So Farnborough won the Europa League and Spencer Day winning a major trophy. Then they got the Europa League football again, finishing in 6th. Then Champions League football by finishing 5th. Is that the league, or is that a second Europa League win? And then they finished 9th, falling way down the table. In terms of the history, past winners, so Tottenham and Man City are alternating, but Tottenham have won a lot in recent times. They've got 3 Champions Leagues as well, 32, 36 and 38. Man City won a few along with PSG and Barcelona. For Farnborough won the Europa League. FC Cologne losing in the final 2 years in a row. Villarreal and Chelsea respectively. Chelsea have won 3 Europa Leagues. You go into the Europa League, they win it, go to the Champions League, do not win it, come back to the Europa League, win the Europa League. So Chelsea, in their season off, will not be in the Europa League. They'll probably come back into it and win it again in 2042. But yeah, one major trophy for Farnborough. They won the UEFA Super Cup as well. No Carabao Cups, no FA Cups. And it's one of those things that's like, I'll be honest with you, are they doing better than the midfielders and defenders? Much of a muchness. I don't think there's any definitive, really. I wonder if they were perfect players and the attributes were frozen. How much of a difference would that make? Probably loads, right? I'm not sure. We might try that. Anyway, in terms of the squad, we'll definitely won't be doing it with Farnborough. Spencer Day can do one. Loads in the 150s and 40s now. An absolute brilliantly built squad. Quite a few players loaned out, to be fair. And player up in the 160s, 164, Jose Inacio Lasarte is on loan from PSG. An optional future fee of £76 million. I mean, he's good. He's very good. Can they afford him? No. No, they can't. No, they cannot. And so the media thinks they're going to finish 6th. So the media is actually holding them firm and saying they're going to finish 6th. I think they might survive now. They've actually built a good enough squad that as the players depreciate, because they've managed to hold themselves up to 34 in the 180s. So I think they're probably going to manage to survive. So let's jump to 2045 and see how they get on. They finished 9th in 39-40 and wow, finishing 3rd, 6 points off the pace, level on points with Arsenal in 2040-41. The following season, they finished down in 6th, but they did get Champions League football. Someone won the Champions League or Europa League. Would we have won it? And then the following season, back up in 3rd in the 42-43 season. Again, only 5 teams getting Champions League football. 6 teams, sorry, because Arsenal down here getting it. Arsenal in 11th. Fair play. Then down in 6th, again getting Europa League football this time, unfortunately, in 43-44 and 44-45. Champions League football from finishing 7th. That's a Europa League win. And that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. So they've actually been finishing in the top half. And the media still think they're going to finish top 6. So if we look here, Neil Overton's in charge because Spencer Day retired from management. The overview. So the Europa League was 2045. They did win the Europa League most recently. Who did they beat? Fiorentina. In terms of the squad, well, they've got players in the 170s, 160. Over here is Luis Paulo. A few in the 150s, quite a lot in the 150s to be fair, a few in the 140s. The strikers down in the 130s and 120s, and they're about to get £450 million to try and kick themselves on and become a little bit of a powerhouse in Europe. So the strikers haven't done any better than the midfielders or the defenders. So it is what it is, really. I'm definitely going to rerun this experiment in another capacity. Let me know what you do differently and what you'd like me to see and tweak. Maybe we do 2 positions. Maybe we do, I don't know, maybe we do different amounts of... No, we don't want to do more versatility, so they'll just be retrained in different positions. That's not what we want to do. But I don't know, I'm open to ideas of how we can tweak this to make this a little bit more, I don't know the word, a bit more successful, hopefully. But we have simulated through to the end, so let's just quickly do that and see how Farnborough got on over the course of, well, the time without the players and with all that money. Well, they're still there in the Premier League. They finished 9th. So in terms of the past winners, we've not seen Farnborough win it. They were 3rd a couple of times. That was with the players, but not anywhere here. Derby in 3rd over here. You put 50p in Derby. In terms of Farnborough, they've become runners-up in the Champions League in 42 and 52. We never saw that 42, actually. We never checked in on that. FA Cup winners in 48 and 58. They've won the Europa League in 49 as well. No Carabao Cups. They runner-up in 2042. God, runner-up in 2042. They had an absolute heartbreaking year in 2042. Carabao Cup and Champions League runners-up. The domestic leagues then, they've been top half of the Premier League ever since. They finished 12th there, which was a bad season, but every other season, 6th, 3 6th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 9th, like getting into Europe here and there, not doing too bad. That's about it, really. In terms of the Golden Ball, did any of the players win it? Sean Striker won the Golden Ball in 36-37. The Ballon d'Or, one player won the Golden Ball. It was Sean Striker. Football of the Year, never won by any of them. Player of the Year, again, no one won any of that. And I'm guessing Team of the Year, no one was ever going to be in that. Erling Haaland, of course, was up top. They didn't even make it into the subs bench. Well, that's it for this experimental. As I mentioned earlier, if you do have any ideas of how to tweak this going forward, maybe with perfect players, maybe with, I don't know, something else, maybe with different teams, maybe with different facilities, who knows? maybe a bit of money, I don't know, more rep. Give me some suggestions in the comments of how we can tweak this for a second part of this, for the 3-part series, defenders, midfielders and attackers. Other than that though, if you've enjoyed this, please do drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and yeah, any other ideas for experiments, please do let me know. And most importantly, take good care of yourselves, gang. I'll see you soon.